Welcome back, YouTubers, to another WWE Smackdown review with us, the British Fist. Coaching. Both of us clean shaven today. I am Mr. Parkin. This guy sitting next to me, well, you guys know who he is. It's none other than NJ.
What's up?
What's up indeed. Subscribe above, like this video, and comment any thoughts you have on the Smackdown show down in that comment section below.
And make sure you contact us in the link in the description box below.
I even managed to make our little intro rhyme. I love it when I do that. But anyway, so WWE Smackdown this week. We had the whole Booker T thing being GM opening the show, didn't we? We got spoiled on that a little bit, but it was still nice to have Vince McMahon opening the show. It made it feel a little bit more of a bigger deal when he came onto the show and announced the GM was going to be Booker T for SmackDown.
The 2 points I want to make about this is that even though this got spoiled for us in many ways, because even WWE started to spoil it in some way. It weren't just the fans who read the spoilers, it was actually WWE themselves. I think that's really bad, because you've got Vince McMahon, a big name, which we can on a second point, appearing on SmackDown, where all the big names normally go to Raw. You've had a big name on SmackDown, and plus people probably, yes, they're going to see Booker T become the GM, but it's been ruined, so maybe they'll think, okay.
Yeah, that's the problem with SmackDown being a tape show and being like a sort of red-headed stepchild show, essentially. What do you think of Booker T? And I want you guys to answer in the comment section below as well. What do you guys think, what do you, NJ, think of Booker T as the new SmackDown GM?
Well, I think it's fair, because I think everyone in the WWE does deserve a promotion, and for a commentator to a GM, just like Vince. Vince went from a commentary to owning the blooming show.
In storyline, yes.
Yeah, so for Booker T to get this promotion, yes, you probably think could have come with someone better, maybe a legend, or someone who we've seen better mic work from the past. But for Booker T, someone who's already in the company right now, and obviously moving from his great commentary to being the GM, interesting move.
I'll say one thing about Booker T is that he is a legend in the sense that a lot of fans do know his name. He's a 5-time WCW champion, as you may well hear from Michael Cole's commentary. The good thing about Booker T, I think, is that he has energy. I think that's something that a guy like Teddy Long lacked, but the guy has energy, and when he's on the screen, you feel like, you know, this is going to be a good segment, this is going to be interesting, this has got energy. That's what I like about Booker T. That's what I like about his commentary. He may have botched his lines a little bit, but at least Booker T, as a character, is energetic and fresh. Do you know what I mean?
He's definitely good at cutting promos, like on the mic, or in the ring, or in the commentary. You may bash some things about him, but he was definitely loved in commentary by fans. They always had something to say about him. So now he's the GM, he'll be cutting all these promos, making matches. So I do expect a lot more entertaining stuff from him.
So Booker T is a SmackDown GM. Leave us your thoughts in the comment section below. We also had Rio and Sheamus coming out. You know, I like the interaction between the two, but Rio's mic work is just so one-dimensional. It kind of hurts my enjoyment of his... I used to like his mic work, but now I'm realizing how one-dimensional the guy is. And it affects the way I view segments with him in it.
Well, before I get to Del Rio, Sheamus is the guy you expect to come out to people like came out to Ray saying, "Welcome back, fella." Now he's saying, "Welcome to the GM, fella." He's like, everyone who's got something happening on SmackDown, he's the one to greet them.
He is the main guy, I guess, isn't he? So.
Sadly, yes. And the other thing is, with Del Rio, I want to like him more. I seriously do, because when he first came in, great heel, I saw stuff in him, but then when time passed on, his booking was bad. And then I realised he worked the better cutting promos. And I'm hoping by the end of SummerSlam, he goes out of the title picture. Yeah. Still maybe the main event, because they need main events, but just not in the main event where he's going to be shown weekly.
I think Alberto Del Rio is a very good example of a wrestler that was over pushed very early, and because they didn't complete the push, the character just kind of was irrelevant. And the one-dimensional mic work is something that Del Rio does need to work on, even though he's primarily, his English isn't his first language. But we have Booker T announcing 2 matches for the night. The main event was going to be the returning Randy Orton versus the #1 contender Del Rio. And after this, we were going to have Sheamus versus Lord Tensai.
The first thing I said, like I said on SmackDown, Del Rio has got the main event over Sheamus. And I just thought that was a bit... Because Sheamus is meant to be your top star. Yes, you would say... I think as the fact that he's the world champion, maybe he should have got the main event, Del Rio the opener, and also it would have opened a chance for Del Rio to hopefully interrupt or interfere in the main event.
With Randy Orton returning, you kind of expected that the main event was going to be a little bit mostly about Randy Orton really, and it kind of was. We'll get on to Sheamus versus Tensai. I did enjoy this match. I think Sheamus is much better at working with bigger guys because at least he looks kind of vulnerable around bigger guys. I know Sheamus won clean with the bro kick, but in the match, you see Sheamus is just so much. It suits Sheamus a lot better as a brawler and an ass kicker to go against bigger guys, and especially as a babyface where they need to seem vulnerable. And I think he had a pretty good match against Tensai.
Well, with this match, I really didn't have much problem with it. We see the side of Tensai that we want to see, the dominant guy, the guy that could just be hit and just take what's been given to him. Yes, some part of the match you did see him slip up, not do as well as he should do, which gave Sheamus the upper hand. But overall, it was definitely a really good, strong opener and definitely made Sheamus look twice as strong.
Yeah, I think, to be honest with you, though, Tensai and bigger guys are the kind of people that you need Sheamus to feud with, like the Mark Henrys, the Big Shows. I think Sheamus at some point does need to feud with either a Mark Henry or a Big Show. It makes the feud a lot more legit when the guy is a lot bigger than him, and it can at least alleviate some of the strong booking that has been done, because you're going to have to book this big heel a lot stronger, and then you probably won't win clean all the freaking time that way.
Well, to back what you're saying up, as soon as Brock Lesnar finished with John Cena, instead of going to Triple H, I would have had Brock Lesnar Sheamus, but I know he's not a top guy like Cena. Triple H, and then probably Taker, whoever it's going to be. Sheamus is not as high as them, but it would still put a big guy putting over Sheamus, and it would have been a good match. We're not getting that, but this match, good open.
Booker T offered Teddy Long his job as an advisor, as a GM of 6 or 7 years. He should be a pretty good advisor, and they kind of just shoved Eve. And I was thinking to myself, Booker T, you're a player, man. Why don't you just have Eve as your personal fuck buddy or something? I'd definitely do that.
Eve, oh my gosh, she looked very nice tonight. Very nice kind of outfit I like. But the thing about this is if we go on to Teddy Long, I was thinking that we were expecting maybe him to come to GM, but for him to still have a powerful role instead of just flogging him off again, or him swapping seats with Booker T at the announcers. It was definitely a good role for him, but I don't really see him being overly used on TV.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see who they have take that Booker T announcer role. Will they just go with Josh Matthews and not Booker T, and Michael Cole? Who do you guys think? Do you think they'll bring in a Jim Ross or William Regal? Give us your thoughts in the comment section. Who could be that third guy on SmackDown? Also, we had that It's a Perfect Storm. And to be honest with you, that guy just sounded just like Ron Burgundy, the guy who did that Perfect Storm advert thing for Brock Lesnar and SummerSlam.
Yeah, they're really hyped. Just like they did on Raw, this is one of the main adverts or commercials they showed for SummerSlam. The whole Triple H and Brock Lesnar, or just Brock Lesnar. So they're really trying to hype this match as being a big thing.
Yeah, Santino versus Cesaro was next. Cesaro said hello in 5 languages. Was it English, German, Swiss, French, and something Italian?
Yeah.
And that got him a bit of canned heat. But yeah, Cesaro wins for the second time against Santino, and you've got to think to yourself, he must be getting some kind of US Championship shot soon by the looks of it.
I want to be pumped about that, but he's not really been in so many matches before facing Santino. Like, he hasn't had a feud before Santino. He's not had a row of wins compared to Sandow, which say week after week. So in a way, if he gets the US title shot, yes, it's good for him, but I'm not going to believe in him as a character that I think, he's going to be a great US champion, not compared to Sandow.
And I agree with that, and I think the problem with this is WWE are shit at giving indie guy characters, really. I mean, Cesaro in FCW was a fantastic anti-American European heel. They could have used that and got a lot of heel heat, but there we go. It'd be interesting to hear your thoughts, guys, because we've had a lot of discussion here with you guys about this. Do you think it should be Sandow going after the US Championship, or do you think it should be Cesaro? Give us your thoughts in the comment section. Just a room for thought there. And also, when we get to the next segment now with Daniel Bryan in it, and we have Miz and Ziggler and Daniel Bryan versus Kane, Christian, and Jericho. Looks like they're making Daniel Bryan a heel and Kane a face. Do you think it should be the other way around, probably? Maybe?
Bloody hell, WWE. Kane, he's just a bit like Big Show. You turn him face for the sake of trying to make things work. I mean, I'm looking forward to Kane and Bryan thing going on in a thing that would build up to another thing later. But this, I don't like the idea of turning Kane face.
We had a 6-man tag, which is pretty... I mean, obviously, with the people in it, you expected it to be a pretty decent match, and it was. It got about 8.5 minutes. The finish comes when Jericho does the code breaker on the briefcase on Ziggler, and then he gets rolled up by Daniel Bryan. I think with the amount of jobs Bryan has been doing recently, he did kind of need some kind of a win here, in my opinion.
Well, we still have 2 weeks before SummerSlam, so I'm thinking, while Bryan does not have a match at the pay-per-view yet, maybe the concentration should have been on the other wrestlers, giving them probably a win. Let's say a Jericho pin over Ziggler or something like that, and then give Bryan, let's say they make the match up next week. Then you have 2 weeks worth of giving Bryan at least some wins. So in my opinion, I don't think Bryan should have been the winner of this match.
Again, another thing you can discuss in the comment section below, but it looks like they are building to a Kane versus Bryan match as well. So I love the fact that you had Bryan saying no to a fan who was saying yes at ringside. I thought that was a nice little addition. And I would like to know your guys' thoughts as well. What do you think of what they're doing with Daniel Bryan right now, with this psychotic gimmick they got with him? I'd like to know your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think?
Well, my quick thought is, with this, I think they're doing it kind of sudden, just because they've had him looking serious. They had him looking serious when they're going for the WWE Championship. They've suddenly got this Sheen idea coming up, so thinking, right, Bryan got to quickly out of nowhere, in a way, make him look like this really over angry character, blah blah blah, just to go up to SummerSlam. As much as he's playing off really well and he's getting the fans to be against him / for him, I think maybe they just rushed it a bit to get to SummerSlam.
It does seem like they've done it because of the whole anger management show with Charlie Sheen. It does seem like that's where they're going with this storyline. Jinder Mahal versus Ryback was next. I think we can tell by the fact that now we've had 2 unclean finishes. I guess this is some kind of TV feud, I guess. I like the fact that we got some actual talking from Ryback. We haven't heard him really talk on the mic yet, so...
No, that part there, I gave that a definitely clap, thumbs up. He got onto the little speaking point. Yeah, it wasn't in the ring on mic. It was a little video thing. Yeah. But the way he spoke, they got to the point, made him sound serious. Very nicely done. Jinder Mahal is a guy who, again, I thought would have been a strong heel mid-carder. So for him to get these frequent TV appearances going against Ryback, pretty nicely done, even though this match didn't really show his ability in the ring against Ryback. No,
I mean, Mahal basically hits Ryback with a mic and runs off. So again, you get another sort of count-out / DQ victory, getting some heat on the heel. So when Ryback does finally get hold of him and beat him clean, it's better to watch. And did you hear the news that WWE apparently think Jinder Mahal could be a top heel for the company? I'd like to know your guys' thoughts on that, but Jinder Mahal is a top heel?
Top heel in the mid-card, yes, but main event, the way they misused him since he came in, no.
He wasn't brought in very well, but I say one thing. WWE are a worldwide brand, and they do need to appeal to the Indian and Asian market, as India does have 1 billion people in it. So I can see WWE's motive behind making Jinder Mahal some kind of top heel, kind of like when they made Great Khali a top heel. I'm just not sure he's ready for it yet, but I can see why WWE are trying to do it, as they're trying to make themselves into a global brand and get the Asians someone they can associate with in the product so they can get some eyes on there. There are 1 billion people in India, so there's a lot of eyes to get there if you want to get it on the product. Why do you think TNA are doing Ring Ka King?
It could work out, and I expect Jinder Mahal to be more over than Khali, but they still need to build him up, have him on TV on a frequent basis, which they may start to do, so I say good luck.
It seems like when they're putting him in a feud with a guy Vince likes, they might have a bit of faith in him, but we will see what happens with that. We have Darren Young and the prime time players, millions of dollars, millions of dollars, millions of dollars, millions of dollars, British fist trending worldwide, motherfucker.
And the thing is, we had this little thing where they say, where's our shirts, sell our shirts and all that, but this match, straight into it, it went in a way that even the commentary said, if we get the primetime winners here, they're going to be getting a ripped title match.
All I can say is, primetime players don't have a t-shirt. Why can't British Fist have a t-shirt? That's all I'll say about that. But AEW didn't get punished for those Kobe Bryant comments, and I think I heard a news report that WWE kind of are very high on him, and they acknowledged that it wasn't a mistake. What do you think about him not getting punished for it? I felt he maybe should have been, as it was a bit of a bad mistake by AEW.
As much as a mistake, they're built towards SummerSlam where there's going to be probably a tag title match. So I think there should be a punishment, but in a way for it to not affect this build-up towards SummerSlam.
The primetime players now hold 2 individual singles victories over Kofi and Truth. So at least they're having the heels go over here in both the singles matches. And it's going to build up to some sort of tag title match at SummerSlam, really, isn't it? Where I hope primetime players actually win that belt. So there we go. We had a Raw recap of CM Punk. Apparently, Show vs. Cena gained over 1 million viewers in the main event. as much as I thought that main event wasn't very good and was kind of boring, you can see that at least it still has some casual fan appeal.
And in the words of Big Show,
you can't argue with the facts that Show and Cena gained over 1 million viewers in the main event. They're facts, and we can't argue with them, even though we will try.
Very true.
So leave your thoughts on that in the comment section below. We also had a segment with Cody Rhodes, finally on Smackdown again, talking to Booker T, talking about how he ended his career and how hopefully it won't affect their working relationship. And what does Booker T do? He books him in a match against Sin Cara next week. I'm looking forward to next week's Smackdown because of that match.
And that's the thing. Raw, Smackdown, no match for Cody Rhodes. He had a match at Superstars, but a whole week without Cody Rhodes when he's meant to be. I know some of you fans are going to say, but he's not as big as Ziggler at the moment, blah, blah, blah. But Cody Rhodes is someone they should have more faith and want to be using more.
Oh, yeah.
So for him to not be on Raw and SmackDown and on Superstars, I think that's just a little bit unfair.
To be honest, with the amount of steam that Cody Rhodes had, they consistently booked him in feuds. They gave him a great IC title run, and now it seems like they're just sort of cutting him off. It's kind of out of nowhere, really, doesn't it? Whether he's done something to piss someone off backstage, I would have thought they'd want to capitalize on the steam they had with Cody Rhodes and put him in a feud going into SummerSlam, but maybe he's taking time off. I don't know, but it's unfortunate for me because I'm a mark and I love to see him on TV. But there we go. Your thoughts on the direction of Cody Rhodes? Comment section. Main event of the evening then. Del Rio versus Randy Orton. I think it's fair to say that this was more about Orton, really, wasn't it? Let's face it. He's returning to SmackDown. He's the second babyface behind Sheamus right now. This was mainly about Orton's return, and the match didn't finish clean. I will say it. The match didn't finish clean. It's just that you had Sheamus throwing Del Rio into the ring to be RKO'd by Randy Orton. Now, I can maybe give it a pass just this once because it was his return to SmackDown. Any other time, I'd say, fuck that segment.
Number one, this match, every time I looked up at it, it was all about Orton doing the move, Del Rio getting a little hit there. So this match was a lot about Orton, and as much as that is rightfully so, because on Orton's return, I still think Del Rio's your number one contender, and the fact that he didn't actually win this match, he did not get much offense in this match, and then he got RKO'd. That's so much bad things happened to Del Rio, and I think this, again, another week gone, we don't really believe in Del Rio.
No, and why would we? Not just that, not just with terrible WWE booking at times, but Sheamus' strong booking. Be interesting to see what they're going to do with Orton now. They've had him involved with the number one contendership. Will they have him go after the World Heavyweight Championship in a triple threat match? They must have a match lined up for Orton at SummerSlam, surely.
Again, there's not many heels left. That's not in a match. Yeah. There's Tensai, but I don't see how they're going to pull out that. There's 2 weeks, so I'm going to give them credit that they could bring something randomly out of nowhere. Yeah, so what do you think's next for Orton? Like to hear your thoughts on that. We're not really sure. Seems like the only thing they can really do is put him in the World Heavyweight Championship picture, because there's no real other heels for him to feud with right now. But we will see in the coming weeks. Your thoughts on this SmackDown, NJ? Not brilliant, but we did not, for a while we watching this, didn't skip much at all. No. It's when we got to the Raw recaps, and just these odd little bits here and there, but majority of the show we did not skip, so for that, thumbs up. We got the right length for the opener, middle match and main event, but then we got so much short matches, at least none of it became as filler. Yeah, I must admit, I did enjoy SmackDown a little bit this week. I thought the opener, Booker T, Vincent McMahon being there made it feel like a bigger show. Booker T as GM, we'll see where that goes, but I like Booker T's energy on screen. I do like that. Sheamus versus Tensai, I thought that was a pretty good match. I think guys like Tensai, bigger guys, can be perfect opponents for Sheamus and making him a more legit champion. But I did enjoy SmackDown more than I usually do this week. I'll just say that. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on SmackDown down in that comment section below. And I'm going to hand you over now to the Right and Honourable Mr. NJ. Should be getting an MBE for his services to YouTube and the British Fist. Take it away, NJ. And people, you've heard the words from British Fist. From Mr. Parkin and me, NJ, thank you very much. This has been another SmackDown number, whatever it is. And till next time, YouTubers, thank you very much. Until next time, YouTubers. I've already said that, but goodbye.